Yeah, my bad. We in here. What's up? What's good? What's popping? Cracking, percolating, really good in the hoodies, man. Theo Butler. I'm working on a couple things at the same time here. I'm trying to cross. I'm trying to multitask and everything. Grand Madam Tarot, what's going on? What's going on? We in here Saturday. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. We in here. Juju Rose, Keita. Uh, I'm doing some stuff. I'm in the kitchen, Twitter, cooking. Doing what I do. Spaces, exactly what I do. You know what? Let me stop babbling. You know what got me doing this live? I woke up this morning around about 4 o'clock. Couldn't go back to sleep. Went over to Twitter. Conversations people be having on Twitter. I thought we had moved past this. It's still folks out here, us, that don't like T'Challa and Aurora being in a relationship. It's folks out here, us, that don't want them. And it's us that's in blurred. I'm not a blurred, thank God. thank God I'm not a blurred. Before I begin, like, share, subscribe, though. You like, leave a comment. You don't like blurred. I'm so glad I'm not a damn blurred. Oh my God, I don't. These folks off the chain. I'm looking at this, and boy, look, this. First of all, it's Buckmeister. Y'all know what's going on now, tell them. Y'all know how I feel about Buckmeister. Buckmeister out there in the muck, making it do what it do. He out there grinding. Recast T'Challa, Black Panther. He working on his own project. Got T'Challa and Aurora in it. Buckmeister. Meister Buck. One of the spokespeople for Recast T'Challa. He in it. He in it, and they going back and forth at 4 o'clock in the morning because Buck lives in Africa, so it's a completely different time zone over there and everything like that. He's going back and forth. He getting into it with folks that swear they either swear they Black Panther fans or they swear they Storm fans. I'm just gonna say, some of y'all lying. Some of y'all lying. Now, I said some stuff, said a little bit of stuff, but y'all know me. I believe in this thing called investigative journalism. Yeah. Investigative journalism. What that means is you check all your sources once, twice, 3 times. You verify your sources. You get to the root of the problem. You do. Here's what I'm gonna say. It's quite. I would never. If you know comic books, don't call yourself no blurred. When I say comic books, yeah, you can be born at a certain time. Yeah, you can start reading at a certain time. Yeah, you can become a nerd at a certain time. But I'm gonna say this: the difference between the nerd and the nerd will go all the way back. The blur is just gonna be content with what's popular in their time frame. The nerd not doing that. The nerd don't give two damns about being popular because we weren't popular. We weren't popular. The nerd is going to go back and get all the research. We make A's and B's in class. We like to read. The nerd ain't intimidated by reading. Let me say that one more time because I know that's going to probably confuse some people. The nerd is not intimidated by the written word. The nerd ain't going to just quote you what they saw on video. Whether it's live action or animation. No, the nerd is going to be able to tell you what's in the books as well. Well, I did some investigative journalism. If you woke up this morning on Twitter and you went back and forth with some people that are so-called blurs, well, I went to their YouTube channels. I don't give a damn how many people they got following them. I went to their YouTube channels and I went through their videos. You, as a comic book fan, found yourself at 4 or 5 o'clock this morning going back and forth with MCU stands. That what for? I'm telling you, I went and looked at their profile page. They always put their stuff because they proud. Well, you can be proud, don't necessarily make you knowledgeable. They're not comic book fans. Not one comic book, even the character they were talking about, Aurora. That was the thing. I went and looked at all their pages. Ain't no Aurora information up. Aurora comic book dropped on Wednesday. Do you know that the folks y'all was getting into it with didn't even look at the comic book, didn't review it, didn't cover it, didn't promote it? I'm telling you, I went and looked. Now, I know who did review Storm's comic book, but it was not any of the people that say T'Challa and Aurora shouldn't be together. As a matter of fact, they don't have any comic book content. That's crazy, because you know Aurora did a lot of heavy lifting in X-Men Red. How they not talking about them stories? Because they're not. They don't have a comic book review, nor do they have a video dedicated to that series. So how do they get to have so much say so in regards to what's good for Aurora Monroe and what's not good for Aurora Monroe? Think about it. Think about it. Go look at their pages. Before you get into it with someone in regards to T'Challa, Aurora, Shorty, go look at their page. Twitter page, YouTube page, Facebook page, Instagram page. Go look and ask yourself whether or not it's worth you going down this rabbit hole. Don't get into it with somebody about a character and you didn't rep that character more than they have. That's what happened yesterday. We were yesterday getting into it, talking to somebody, member of the LGBTQ plus, who on their page had no representation of the very same damn Doras they were talking about, no representation of the female characters they were talking about, no comic books, nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. No images, no pictures, no dedicated videos, nothing. And if you think about it, that can be said about those supposed Chadwick Boseman things. No video content, no pictures of them with a picture of Chadwick Boseman, no education of Chadwick Boseman. They just come out and tell you what you can and can't do for Chadwick Boseman. Well, shouldn't you be able to educate somebody on why, as opposed to just telling them what they can and can't do? They can't. Ain't no difference over here with T'Challa and Aurora. They don't want T'Challa and Aurora together. Some of them sound like they angry at T'Challa. That's a fictional character. That's a fictional character. So how you got so much vitriol for a fictional character? I got a ton of questions. That's a fictional character. Some of these folks mad at this dude like this dude exists for real. Well, based on what? You ain't got no imagery of it. You ain't got no stories of it. So how you got so much disdain for him? It's a fair question. What makes you knowledgeable in regards to him. And if you're not knowledgeable in regards to him, he's a comic book character, how are you knowledgeable in regards to her? He came before her. He came before her. Now, we didn't got to this thing where we want to throw around the word misogynist. You know what? Some of y'all can't even spell that damn word. Why you throwing it around? You can't even spell it. But let's be clear. If you don't have anything good to say about a man at all, whether you male or female, you're a misandrist. I know folks like to think about, no, you can be a sexist and be a female too. Yes, you can. And you can be a member of the LGBTQ and be pushing a effed up agenda. It ain't just heterosexuals doing that. No, it's effed up people in every demographic. And some of y'all like to think that it ain't. Oh no, I'm gonna throw a flag on the plate. Oh, what is it's Saturday? It's Saturday. I got my whistle, I got my flags. We cause it straight down the damn middle. We don't give a damn about none of that stuff. The religion, we don't care. If you effing up, you effing up. Well, it's quite a few you blurs out here effing up. Why don't you just tell folks you don't like men? I be wanting us just to cut to the chase. I really damn do. I just want us to cut to the chase. Just tell folks you don't like men. Just tell folks you got an issue with black men. Just come on out and say it. Just come on out and say it. Just say, hey, I don't want T'Challa with Aurora because I want Aurora to just be by her damn self. Don't make it about T'Challa. You don't want her with no man because the young lady wants the character to be gay. Aurora. Say what she want to. Her problem is with heterosexual men. Listen, right is right, wrong is wrong. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you finna come to me and you a member of the LGBTQ plus and you finna have so much vitriol for heterosexual men, you better make damn sure good and well you know just as much as I do about the LGBTQ characters. Because if you don't, I'm gonna look at you and say, oh no, you just pushing an agenda. And you better rep them like I do. If you don't know them like I do, I'm a heterosexual man, so why do I care? But I do. If you don't know them characters like I do, if you don't rep them characters like I do, there's not a damn thing you can tell me in regards to how us as men don't give a damn about the LGBTQ characters, because you don't either. And I don't want to hear what you got from some other man. I don't care. What you getting from Recast T'Challa is the love, admiration, and respect for those characters. I don't give two damns about what you getting from somebody else. I care not. And you know why? Because nobody that's a member of Recast T'Challa is looking at any of those infidels that you've been talking to as a spokesperson for Recast T'Challa, and you've been chasing that rabbit hole for 4 damn years. And when you got reps from Recast T'Challa, you decided to act like they were irrelevant. No, you just want to be a hateful individual. Misery loves company. And I'm not giving you no pass because you just happen to not be heterosexual. I'm not doing that. Everybody got an effed up demographic in their community. It ain't just heterosexuals. It ain't just black people. It ain't just black men. So we gonna stop that lie. So if that's one of the reasons why you don't want T'Challa and Aurora together, that's you. That's you. This nonsense about Aurora ain't never her when T'Challa's around. How can you say I don't read comics without saying I don't read comics? Him making Aurora kiss his butt, say it in a different language. I don't read comics, because that's exactly what you're saying. And every comic book fan know y'all full of it. I don't give a damn whether you could be young, black, light skinned, female, male. For y'all on the podcast, don't matter. You do not know what the hell you talking about. You ain't trying to learn what the hell you talking about. You just want to be popular and go back and forth with people. You can be exposed if folks will just go back and look at your timeline. Really exposed. Some of these birds will have a problem with T'Challa no matter what black chick he got with in the comments. They simply have a disdain for black masculinity. They need to own it. They need to own it. That's what I'm gonna say. They need to own it and stop acting crazy. Dirt too many. What's going on? Blurs ain't nerds. They just black people that adore comics but don't read them. Listen, we got Dirt too many. What's going on, Dirt? Dirt be rocking with me. He be over there on Instagram. What's going on, Big Dirt, man? I appreciate you pulling up. Say what? So why are they at? I don't. Here's the thing. Why they yapping? Because they got an agenda. That's why they yapping. I have a better question. Why are we going back and forth with them? Why are we as knowledgeable, wanting to be knowledgeable, comic book fans, Black Panther fans, Storm fans, why are we going back and forth with them? That's the better question I got, because going back, they not gonna level up. It's a young lady. I looked at her page. She was talking stupid 2 years ago. She was talking stupid a year ago. She's talking stupid today. She a blur. I'm going to call it stupid because your argument has not evolved. You just keep saying the same thing. You don't want them together. She better off without him. It's a damn fictional character. Your conversation is never with the editor. Your conversation is never with the writer. Why? Because you don't read. You don't read. It's more popular to be loud and talk like you know, but you don't know. You don't know because you're not trying to know. Like I said, I went this morning and looked at the YouTube pages. So everybody that you got into it, everybody we got into it with 4 Day this morning, country. 4 Day this morning has so much to say about the relationship with T'Challa and Aurora. Go look at their YouTube. If they say on their bio that they blurs, they got dedicated channels, go look at their YouTube page. They full of it. They talk about these characters because these characters popular. Aurora is popular. Now, mind you, they'll talk about Aurora. They ain't got a damn thing to say about Misty Knight. Don't read. They ain't got a damn thing to say about Monica Rambeau. Don't read. Aurora is not Cecilia Reyes. Don't read. Frenzy. Don't read. Aurora is not the only black female character in Marvel Comics. They don't know. They don't care. They only know about Aurora because Aurora popped up in a damn movie. And you know what movie they probably saw first? X-Men. Their first taste of Aurora is Halle Berry. She wasn't with no dude. They don't know that. They didn't know nothing about no Black Panther then. Well, guess what? They want her stuff just like that. That's where they at. That's where they at. You ain't, no. They MCU stands. Every project they review, if you look at it, you go take a look. I'm telling you, investigative journalism. You go look at their projects. All the stuff they talk about is MCU related. And we already know what that is. We already know what that is. You're a black person in 2024, and the only thing you've been reviewing is MCU stuff. Can I go down that list real quick? Well, if that's all they've been doing is reviewing MCU stuff and they don't know the comics, they can't tell you how Sam Wilson get mistreated. You go look at their YouTube pages, the truth is right there. They can't tell you that James Rhodes shouldn't have been paralyzed. No, all they doing is covering it. Go look at their YouTube pages. I'm gonna tell the truth to shame the devil today. See, for you to speak on some stuff, T'Challa and Aurora's relationship, you can't be pushing an agenda. You gotta be knowledgeable. Go look at their page. That's all I'm saying. 4 days this month, go look at their page. They can't tell you what went wrong with Monica Rambeau because they don't know. Because they don't read comics. They can't tell you a damn thing about Frank Rambeau. Hell, the way Monica's story played out in the MCU, far as the blurs are concerned, the ones we got into it first thing this morning, that's how Monica's story was supposed to play out because they don't know no damn better. Go look at their YouTube pages. Blind leading the blind. Go look at their YouTube page. They don't see no value in Aurora and T'Challa's relationship because they don't see, I'm saying low key, they don't see no value in themselves, and that's what that is because they taking a lead from somebody that don't look like them. They don't see no value in that relationship because they ain't exposed themselves in that relationship. And if you listen to how they talk, like the one did yesterday, they got daddy issues. Because that's normally where it starts from. They got daddy issues. They don't like men. That's what that is. They can, and what they do is deflect and say, we don't like them. But no, we got stuff saying we like, love, respect, and appreciate all of that. They don't. They don't even have the knowledge. So let's think about this for a second. That which we spent money on, they don't have. That which we've spent our time on, they don't have. All they got is what Marvel Studios gave them. What's going on, Javon? That's all they got. And if you, like I said, go look at their pages. Go look at their pages, read their comments. They have not evolved their rationality for over 4 years. That's impossible. That's impossible. That's all I'm saying. That's impossible. That's impossible. I'm finna end this spaces because once again, I'm the only one that's over here. I ain't gonna keep wasting my breath like that. Yes, I did record it. But that allows me to do this though. Let me do this. Cause all I did, I'm like, damn, this y'all getting into it. Like y'all, how, what? I'm not. I really didn't understand some of the logic they was pushing. And I was trying. I was trying. Let me ask this question here. Who do you want Aurora to be with? And who do you want T'Challa to be with? Because mind you, T'Challa, Mr. Sexy Flexy. In comics, he Mr. Sexy Flexy. So T'Challa fans, comic book fans, want Aurora and him to be together so they can get the Franklin Richards child. You an MCU stan, you'll get your dance about that. As Harama would say, you don't know nothing about keeping the main thing the main thing. T'Challa fan, comic book fans, Aurora comic book fans, they want them two together so they can get the Franklin Richards. We want the black child like they got the white child, Franklin. Ain't nothing. You don't see no value in that because you don't read comics. It's way too telling. But now we can sit up here and look at T'Challa. Okay, you don't want him with Aurora. Okay, we bring back Misty Knight. I'm sorry, we'll bring back Monica. We'll bring back Monica Lynn. You don't want that? Because we can get Monica Lynn. Oh, we can bring back Nakia. And that's gonna pop because she's gonna be the queen. See, that's the whole other thing. The queen. What we oh, okay. I love Aurora. I do. Who you partnering her up with that's gonna be as iconic as T'Challa? Forge? Logan. No, let me help you out. Don't no black comic book fan give two damns about Logan and Aurora being in a relationship. That's not gonna make no money. We not looking at that love child. We not. Aurora and Sam. Well, hell, ain't Sam a step down for Aurora? For the Black Panther, far as comic book fans are concerned, Sam is a step down for Aurora. The Aurora Sam. No, her equal is T'Challa. His equal is Aurora. We gonna cook. Y'all don't know about Adam Brashear, so that's not an option on the table. And I'm talking to Blurs. You don't know nothing about Adam Brashear. They hinted at the damn dude the whole damn time doing WandaVision, didn't bring him around. And you Blurs ain't never demanded. Matter of fact, like I said, you Blurs ain't got no black comic book representation. None. I'm of the mindset you don't even know who the hell Adam Brashear is. This ain't me. This ain't me going after anybody. This ain't me attacking anybody. Stupid is and stupid does. That's all I'm looking at. Stupid is and stupid does. And it's quite a few people being stupid. For what reason? Nobody, as I told the young lady yesterday, nobody can have an honest conversation if you're going to be disingenuous off the rip. I'm a black comic book fan. I'm a nerd. I can't have a conversation, an honest conversation with you if you're going to tell me you're a comic book fan, but you don't read comics. We can't have no conversation like that because I'm expecting something out of you that's not there. And you are too vain to admit it's not. When you know better, you do better. That's what they say. When you know better, you do better. And can't nobody tell from afar who's the wise man and who's the fool. Well, my advice to us is recast T'Challa before we keep going back and forth with people, before we even engage or before we accept the invite, vet them first. Because regardless of who they are, regardless of how many followers they got, if you vet them first, do your own form of investigative journalism, you can tell whether or not it's even worth your time. There's no sense in having a discussion with somebody who's going to be disingenuous off the rip. And first thing this morning, and I'm guessing they sending their stands back out because they want to make a move in regards to Eyes of Wakanda. You can't make a move with Eyes of Wakanda because I got the Legends of Wakanda on my YouTube channel. Unlike the Blurs who swear they love Black Panther this, Black Panther that, and ain't got no Black Panther lore, we already got the Legends of Wakanda. So you can't make a move with the Eyes of Wakanda. We 16 episodes in. You only bringing people 4. You making up a story. We quoting source material. You can't compete. And if you know you can't compete, what do? Lie. You know you can't compete. What do? Send people out to detract. Send people out to deter. MCU stands, Blurs ain't got nothing bad to say about the MCU. Think about that. No black comic book representation, no bad words for the MCU. But they got vitriol for you. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Ain't no reason in going back and forth with them. Leave them alone. Vet them first. Like I said, all the ones that had so much to say about Aurora back and forth this morning, they ain't even talk about Storm 1. That ain't no different than the young lady that's claimed to be a member of the LGBTQ, but didn't give 2 damns about Ayo and Anika basically insulting their relationship as their relationship ain't real when it comes to the LGBTQ plus. Really? And you say that. How I got more respect for their relationship as a heterosexual male than you do as a lesbian? That makes no sense whatsoever. There's no way. How do I know about Taku and Horatio Walters and commission it to her and she don't lock in if she's a member of the LGBTQ plus? Wait, I'll go one further. Theo, don't do it. No. No, 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 no. No, Theo, don't do it. No, we going hard in the paint. We going hard in the paint. You call yourself to be a member of the LGBTQ plus, and you want to tell us what we not doing for y'all? You ain't even got this in your bio. You don't even know this damn thing exists. Why would I buy it? Ain't none of these stories in here about me unless we just talk about people that happen to be black or African American. I bought this damn book. Ain't none of them got stuff like that in their bio. Ain't none of them got stuff like that in their comment section. Ain't none of them got stuff like that in their tweets. Ain't none of them got stuff like that in their video content. They ain't got nothing. All they got is the disdain, which is pushing an agenda for black men. My question is why? Ain't we supposed to be talking about black unification? If we talk about you walking in his shoes, if we talking about the reason why you didn't want to recast the character is because of what he meant to the character, then we talking black imagery and black representation. Why are you talking black separation? Because y'all ain't never had nothing good to say about T'Challa since day one. Why is that? Because Ryan gave you Michael B. Jordan as Mr. Sexy Flexy Killmonger the very first time you got a live action Black Panther? Is that why? Because quite a few of y'all, oh, it should be Eric. Eric ain't even got a pulse in the comic books right now. Eric ain't got a pulse in the 616 right now. Eric ain't had a pulse in the 616 for a long time. for a long time. So I'm gonna keep up with these notes. You got to be stupid mofo to follow another mofo who don't even know what it. All I'm saying is, I got up 4 days this morning. I was in my feelings looking at these people. And me, I don't like to be in my feelings because y'all know what I do to stay out my feelings. And one of them things that I do, well, it ain't but one thing. The thing that I do to stay out my feelings make me think a lot. And when I think, it's when people get in trouble. So I said, wait a minute. Before I get in my feelings, let me go see if it's even worth it. Well, one, they not going to respond to you if you know what you're talking about, because you would make them look bad. That's the first hint. When you can type and they don't respond, that means they're ignoring you. Why would they be ignoring you while they engaging everybody else? Because you talking too much sense. Number two, go look at their page. Yeah, they can say they're blurred. I don't have have it in me to look young and cool no more. So I'm having the damnedest time appealing to the 30-something-year-old demographic. My hat ain't gonna go to the side. I ain't gonna use the N-word like that. I ain't gonna use all them catchy, flashy sayings. I'm not doing that. So I'm probably missing out on the black male that's in the 30-year-old demographic, 25, 35. Okay, that is probably missing out on the females like that and everything like that. I would be your father. Some of y'all feel some type of way about your dads and everything like that. The only way you probably looking at me some type of way is if you looking at me as the sugar daddy, which I'm not doing that. But so I get it. But it's something to be said about that wisdom that's right there. Maybe I could be your grandfather that you could listen to. It's crazy. We got more issues with the dad, but though we'll have issues with the dad, but not with the granddad. Just maybe you want to tap into that. But this stuff where you just don't want to listen and it's right there. I just I don't get it. I don't get it. You got that's a power couple. Who you want her with? You don't want her with T'Challa. Okay, well, that's the alpha male in Marvel Comics, black alpha male. Who you want her with? Because every black male character after him is a step down. It's not a lateral, it's a step down. Well, who you want her with? That's the other thing. Y'all don't say who y'all want her with. What you keep saying is who you don't want her with. You don't like him. What has he done to you? And I don't want to hear this. Well, we don't want them together because the editors ain't gonna let them be happy. M Heroes at Marvel.com, okay to print, married to T'Challa and Aurora. See, you got to be active. We don't do this thing where we just give up and stuff like that. No, you go say something. Say something, let it be known that's what you want. T'Challa and Aurora together. Man, shout out to Reginald Hudlin. Shout out to Reginald Hudlin for making it do what it did. Shout out to you, big dog. CB, fix that. Fix that. Because them blurs ain't putting no money in your pocket. You know what? Let me address this. Storm issue 1. I am Recast T'Challa, a member, proud member of Recast T'Challa since day 1. Benny, comic book story. Been reading comic books since the 70s. That's how I learned how to read. That said, I've been in quite a few relationships, quite a few. I have not always been my best in those relationships. Quite a few of those relationships ended because I was immature. Let me say that. Now, in life, you in a relationship, you and a person end on bad terms. Yeah, y'all might come together to be cool again, but it's going to be some rocky edges, right? Right. Okay. So we get Storm issue 1. Well, what's the last interaction? Before we talk about what happened in that comic book in regards to her talking to Tony instead of talking to T'Challa, what's the last interaction we got between the two? That nonsense that John Ridley wrote. Well, they didn't end on the best of terms. Okay, well, when you don't end on the best of terms, when with your significant other, whatever, yeah, y'all gonna be cool. How likely is it that's the person you calling when you need something done? You still don't trust them. This ain't got nothing to do with the person's IQ. This ain't got nothing to do with the person's intellect. This ain't got nothing to do with the person's physique. This all has to do with how we think. You don't necessarily warm up to the person who you were in a relationship with and it didn't go right. Guard against being overly sensitive about what they did to T'Challa. Guard against that. Know you how you feel. Know you are still raw in regards to that. Understand it so you can guard against overreacting. So, Theo, what are you saying? I'm saying as a comic book fan, as a father, as a husband, as someone who's been a boyfriend, as someone who's been in relationships, I'm saying her not reaching out to T'Challa, because what would that look like? You finna invite T'Challa? Oh, okay. If we being real, yes, she could have called T'Challa. But if this is a real life scenario where things didn't end on good terms, and your ex called you to solve a problem, what you thinking? Your ex called you to solve a problem? Oh, she wants your boy back. What? Aurora don't move like that. That ain't her characteristic. That's not her personality. She not. And we know damn good and well, if you go back to when T'Challa and Sue Storm was in the lake together, you know how this dude think. Oh yeah, you want your boy back. You want your boy back. Because what would T'Challa, if you read comic books, what would T'Challa have said? T'Challa would have told Aurora, you could have called Reed. You could have called Tony. You could have called Hank. Watch this. You could have called Forge. You want me here for another reason. When I read Storm 1, that's everything that went across my mind before I got to the point that the editors were trying to take a dump on T'Challa. Not one point in time did I read Storm 1 and think the editors or the writer were trying to take a dump on T'Challa. Low key, what I said to myself is, this is her comic book. Let's get her established first. Let's be clear. She's had her own title before. It's never been successful. Her title's never been successful. And if we as Black Panther fans are having honest conversations about his title having too many characters in it, not keeping the main thing, i.e. focused on him, well, this is her title. Let's get her off and running first. Being a Black Panther fan, being a T'Challa fan, don't be overly sensitive. We've won. He don't have his own title, but there was a reason why I put out there what did Cheryl Lynn Eaton say? While he might not have his own comic, writers do want to use him. Well, he coming out in a lot of titles. But we got T'Challa and Aurora on the same team. Do we think that T'Challa and Aurora are going to be on the same team, same comic book, and not have an interaction? Do we think they not going to have a conversation about what transpired in JR's run? Do we think that CB Cebulski is not aware of the fact we don't like that crap that happened in John Ridley's run? Have we not, as comic book fans, seen CB Cebulski, and it can be confusing as hell considering how we as Black Panther fans conduct ourselves. Dr. Eve Ewing repaired T'Challa. Cheryl Lynn Eaton repaired T'Challa. I would mention Brian Hill, but that's a different universe. But no, they worked to get this character back. This character is on the Avengers, where this character is respected as the most dangerous man alive. Yeah, some of us could even say, well, they bringing on Storm. T'Challa ain't gonna be on the comic book. No, Thor walked off the comic book. They kept him right there. They kept him right there. So you know they're gonna interact. So I'm not gonna ask why us being super sensitive in regards to T'Challa. That's a stupid question. I know why. I know why we super sensitive. But know why you super sensitive. Don't be. Look at this from a real world aspect. No, she wouldn't have called him. Her ego would have been there. And everybody that's been in a relationship can relate. You're not calling your ex. I'm gonna keep on with these notes. You're not calling your ex. No, Theo, where there's no growth, there's only decay. Thank you. That's why. That's my advice. What's going on, Ronnie? What's going on, Buckmeister? What's going on? Yeah, bro. They was giving you nonsense this morning, big dog. That nonsense, that tomfoolery. I went and looked at everybody. Craig from NASA. Yeah, Craig from NASA. I went and looked at that nonsense she was going through this morning. Buckmeister ain't none of Taylor, Miss Taylor Love. What's going on? What's going on? I went and I looked at that. Most X-Men fans don't read Black Panther comics. What she just said. Now, here's the sad part to that. I read them comics. So you can be an X-Men fan and that's all you got going on. You're not gonna be able to spin that on me. You're not. You're gonna get your feelings hurt talking to me and baby boomer generation X. Yeah, we read. And here's the other thing. None of those folks from this morning that have so much disdain for T'Challa and Aurora, they recent fans. And when I say recent fans, yeah, I'm talking 2000s. They recent. These characters been out. Ain't no Black Panther fan that got so much nonsense to say about it. They ain't read the young lady from yesterday. Never heard of Jungle Action. I'm not the one to talk to if you're not gonna read. I watched the same movies you did, but I read comics you didn't read. I'm just saying that ain't what that is. You gotta have that knowledge. Oh, we talking about yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's keep it real. The MCU T'Challa was too old. You know, I would like to tell her, Miss Taylor Love, you know what, I can't say nothing. And like, Theo, why you can't say nothing? She read comic books. Theo, then you like, I love Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. That one has absolutely nothing to do with the other. He gave it what he gave. He did. But what did I tell y'all? They effed over T'Challa's story in Avengers Age of Ultron. What you didn't get, you should have. You didn't get that Bruce Wayne moment with T'Challa. That's why you, as an MCU stan, never locked in. You didn't get that Bruce Wayne moment with T'Challa. And because you love Kevin Feige and the MCU, damn going to the comic books to get that Bruce Wayne knowledge. Mind you, that Bruce Wayne moment is in the comics and it's on film. It's on film, it's in the comics. It's in comics, it's on film. It's on film live action, it's on film animation. That Clark Kent, I'm sorry, that Kal-El moment, you get that Kal-El moment, live action, animation, comic book. You go, oh, the poor child. The child is now an orphan. Oh, well, T'Challa went through the same damn thing, but you don't feel like that about T'Challa. Why? Because you don't want to read damn comics. The way y'all talk about T'Challa is like T'Challa is a spoiled ass rich kid. T'Challa he weak as hell. He's spoiled. He don't deserve no empathy, no compassion whatsoever. I can tell who didn't read and who didn't. I can tell. So that's me saying she ain't wrong. All I'm saying is mental illness is the real thing. That's why I don't go. Can I say I was flabbergasted yesterday when a member, I'm throwing up the quote sign because that's what they say. Yeah, because somebody could do some investigative journalism like Theo, they wasn't really a member of the LGBTQ plus. That's how I was yesterday when a member of the LGBTQ plus, basically told me Ayo and Anika were irrelevant to the LGBTQ community. You must be an MCU fan. Because that's the only reason why you would feel that way. Because Roxanne Gay dedicated a whole damn series to them too, which you did not talk about, by the way. So what you saying is you got influenced by that kiss on the peck on the damn forehead. So you, as a member of the LGBTQ plus, you wasn't upset about just that little kiss on the forehead. Meanwhile, Recast T'Challa, which crosses all demographics, was 38 hot. That's a 38 hot production. Y'all make sure y'all grab them t-shirts when we drop them. Recast T'Challa was 38 hot about that. We was pissed about that. Well, let me back up. We was pissed off about the fact that Anika was never represented as the Dora battle instructor. That goes all the way back to the first Black Panther movie. Then we got pissed off by the fact that they put Okoye in the Midnight Angels armor. Oh yeah, we 38 hot about that. They're like, no. That's Ayo and Anika. Then they didn't even pay off the fact that them two are in a relationship. Every Black Panther comic book fan was livid. But now, watch this. Where was the LGBTQ plus when that happened? Where were the Black members of the LGBTQ plus to come out and say something? The Black women that don't want T'Challa in a relationship with Aurora. This is a Black female issue. Where were y'all at? You know, all the Black women that want to call Black men misogynists. Why y'all ain't say nothing about Disney? Why y'all ain't say nothing about Marvel? Took a whole dump on Black women. I know they dressed it up real nice, had Black women, watch this, doing what the Black men were supposed to be doing. But even the stuff that's source, canon to what the Black women were doing, Marvel ignored it. No Black woman said nothing unless she was a member of Recast T'Challa. How, Sway? But you got so much to say in regards to T'Challa and Aurora. You don't know when you should open up your mouth and when you should keep your mouth closed. How? It's this nonsense right here that's got Marvel Studios always casting a light-skinned sister as Aurora because supposed Black superhero fans don't know enough to keep the main thing the main thing. This is how Phastos's sexual orientation was changed because as far as Marvel Studios concerned, they can do whatever because Black Marvel Studio fans will accept whatever and won't pay attention to their brothers and sisters that are Black comic book fans. You know what? I'm gonna keep up with these notes. Most of the people that hate T'Challa hate men, and I don't be knowing why. Why is that acceptable? I can't hate Black women and let that be acceptable. Why is it okay to hate Black men? I'm not understanding that one. I can never walk out my house or even on social media unless I'm dropped in a faking fraud. I'm sorry. I can't. What's that name? Fresh and Fit. I could say some disparaging stuff about Black women in a Fresh and Fit and Fresh podcast, but I could never say that nowhere else. Why is it acceptable for us just to do this? All right, damn. When we started going hard in the paint, talking Black Panther, T'Challa, what was the first thing we made sure we do? We got to rep the Doras. We got to rep the Queens. We got to rep the Black women in Wakanda. That's what we got to do. Wife, babe, yes, I want to do a shorty. Create, griot, shorty. Baby, you can do it. Baby, I can't. My hands shake too bad. No, I got something for you. Your hands, I can give you some, listen, get you some paint pens. You're going to be, I'm working hand in hand with my wife to create the custom griot shorty. Why? Why did I? Why was that one of the first things I did when I did this damn channel? Was say, hey, I got to get griot shorty. Why was that significant? Why was that important? Oh, because I see value in the black woman. Wait a minute. I'm a heterosexual male. How many members of Recast T'Challa right now, because of a dude, have the Queen Mother Ramunda head sculpt? Please let me know. It was a dude that went and did that. It was a dude that went and created it. It was a dude that let folks know. Well, damn, where the black women at that ain't got nothing good to say about black men? Where y'all at in making sure our black women got as much black representation, imagery from Wakanda as period? Because damn it, I shouldn't be doing your job. You a black female nerd, why am I doing your job? And that's exactly how I feel. Why am I educating folks on the female characters of Wakanda? You don't like men. That's your job. That's your job. Why am I out here trying to make sure we got as much black female representation from Wakanda, regardless of who doing it? That's your job. And then you're not going to thank us for doing it. You got so much negativity to say about T'Challa. What are you doing to tell people where to go get their Storm action figures from? Where? Are you telling them what Storm action figures to invest in and which Storm action figures to just leave right there? Are you? Or are you just pushing a narrative to keep black folks divided? Because that's what pushes your channel. And since this Flavor Flav nonsense that we got back in the day, you would rather stay on that task than keep folks united. Well, hell, Wakanda is about black folks being united. Where's your Aurora representation at? Where are your Aurora stories at from when she was in Cairo, Egypt? Why we can't talk about the Shadow King with you and Aurora? Why we can't have that conversation? Why we can't talk about what happened to her parents? Because Aurora is an orphan. And you know what I ain't ever got to worry about from anybody that calls themselves, well, I don't want Aurora and T'Challa together. I ain't ever got to worry about you telling people about what happened to Aurora's parents. No, once again, that'll be my damn job. Aurora had a mother and a father, but you can't tell it listening to y'all. What for? Like I said, go look at their pages. Go look at their Facebook page. Go look at their YouTube page. Go look at their Instagram. Go look at their TikTok. Go look at their Twitter page. What you're going to find out is they're hateful individuals pushing a narrative. What you're going to find out is that there are actually black people out here call themselves comic book fans. They not, and they perfectly fine with black people being divided. They not going to speak with knowledge at all. And they don't care about what they telling you they care about. It's easy. It's easy. We know how this get down. If you like something, you know it. If you like something, you can talk about it. If you like something, you probably got something around you that you can show folks that you like it. Go look at them. Go do your own investigative journalism. The X laughs in your face. Yeah. My daughter, the one that's in law school. I'm married. Second wife. My fault. Me and her mother didn't work out. It was my fault. I'm telling you, it was my fault. It was my fault. I was an immature ass. It was my fault. I'm telling you, it was my fault. We're not together. I'm married. We got a child together, so we're still cool. It's a lizard in her house. She's scared of lizards. She's seeing somebody. She's seeing somebody. Call him on the phone. Theo, yes, there's a lizard in the house. Can you come get this lizard? What do you think the first thing ran through my mind? And like I said, it was my fault. So if anything, I should have just felt obligated. Never said, what do you think the first thought was that ran through my mind? You in a relationship. We not together. Why are you calling me? Oh. Like I said, let's guard against being that. Gamoyo King, the president of the Black Panther fan group, is in the building. What is going on? Damn, sorry, Nate. No, hey, you always on time. You always on time. You always on time. Black Panther in the building. I'm gonna keep up these notes. I ain't gonna keep y'all long today. It's football. Oh, Georgia play Auburn. I got something I gotta do. Let them cook on the storm book. Give it time. Yeah, man, listen. Thank you. Say it again. Big dog, say that one more time. Can I say that one more time? Can I do? Give them time to cook. Give them time to cook. Give them time. This is issue one. I was more concerned about her nose bleeding and her throwing up. Whoa. Because y'all, no. You're not going to spin this forward talking about, well, you remember what happened. No, I don't remember nothing. I don't remember nothing. Between Wakandan science and X-Men science, no, she ain't sterile. Between Wakandan science, Shi'ar science, Kree science, Stark Tech, Forge, Reed Richards, T'Challa, no, she ain't sterile, and I ain't trying to hear that. I know that I was more concerned about that point. There are a lot of agendas swirling around Storm, and very little getting to know who she is. Bruh, big dog. And I just want to say I'm thankful for the fact that I actually had it within me to go look at them folks' pages, because I was about to go in. But what I've learned, if I ain't learned nothing else since we got into this thing, recast T'Challa, is everybody that say they everybody ain't everybody. Everybody that say they who they are ain't who they are. And we spend a lot of time going back and forth with people who don't give two damns, as opposed to, watch this, what my brother D-Real say, edutainment is his thing, educating people. That's why my mind said, oh no, well, let's do the education. I ain't got time to go, because what they not trying to do, the folks from this morning, they're not going to educate. They're not going to educate. They will regurgitate, but they're not going to educate. And that's been the consistent theme of quite a few of these people since we got here. Very few have went back and wanted to tell people why T'Challa was significant. And when I say why, yeah, I will tell you, but I won't give you the pictures along with it. I won't give you the quotes along with it, so you can go pull that information from yourself for yourself. Well, see, when you start doing that, and people can, everybody not gonna do it. When you can give folks stuff that they can go research for themselves, once you show them that you know what you're talking about, might have to do it more than once. But they gonna be Black Panther fans, or they gonna be fans of whatever it is you talking about, because they know you know, and in you knowing, you show that you care just like they do. It's 4 years. It's 4 years later. Black Panther fan group has grown. Recast T'Challa has grown. Council of Wakanda has grown. If you want the knowledge, you gonna come get it. They can't stop that. They can't. All they can do is look stupid when they talk to you, because they had the opportunity to do the same thing we did. They consciously made a decision not to, which speaks volumes. So when it comes to that, everybody that say they are, they ain't. You can't tell me you're a member of the LGBTQ plus and you speak ignorantly, stupidly of the LGBTQ characters in Marvel Comics. I'm not even acknowledging that. You can't tell me you're a proud black woman, but you sitting up here letting proud black women get mistreated. You a proud black woman and you ain't had nothing to say about Monica Rambeau? Then you're not a proud black woman. You a proud black MCU stan. That's what that is to me. You ain't say nothing about Monica Rambeau? And I can look at your video content knowing you ain't say nothing about Monica Rambeau. You don't care like you claim you care. You ain't say nothing about Monica Rambeau in the second Marvel's movie where she got stranded on the other side of the universe. You don't care like you claim you care. You care enough for Marvel Studios to like you, but you don't care enough to educate your fellow brothers and sisters on who this character really is. Well, it's quite a few blurs out there that fit that description. And I'm going to let y'all be great because y'all telling on yourself. You can't say I'm exposing you. You expose yourself. I'm just telling folks to look at you. Be observant. Y'all going to lean in on them and everything like that, everything they got to say, look at them. Just look at them. Look at them. Look at their page. What you see. What you see. I can tell you I can run a 4.440, but have you ever seen me run a 4.440? Shout out to Priest and Claremont too on that. Absolutely. 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 Now, my issue with that is that Tony said shoot his name and not T'Challa. Okay. Here we go. Is T'Challa back in Wakanda yet? Well, according to Cheryl Lynn Eaton, he is. Okay. Now, my question to you is that because you're sensitive about T'Challa, why, if Tony knows what's going on with T'Challa and Aurora, why would he suggest she talk to T'Challa? He wouldn't. I know what you want and I know why you want it, but in real life, that's not how that's going to play out. Unless he trying to hook y'all back up. And if you think about this for a second, if he said, well, hey, go holler at T'Challa, what would Aurora's response be in real life? You trying to get us back together. Assume for a second, because we read this in Logan, Wolverine, that's why I said you got to touch this character in every comic. Everybody in the superhero community knows what transpired between he and Aurora. They all know it. Okay, well, why would he suggest she go contact T'Challa? Unless he's trying to get them back together. And if he says that, what's going to be Aurora's response? Now, this is issue 1. This is issue 1. He mentions that. She responds to that. Now we got another plot point in a story that should be just about her. The writer is going to have to invest in that comment. They are. Well, come on. Like I said, know why you sensitive to T'Challa. If you know you sensitive, then you can guard against overreacting. And I know this might be the unfavorable response. Folks that were critical of what Tony said overreacted. When in real life, that's how that's going to play out. In real life, that's how that's going to play out. If Tony says, why don't you holler at T'Challa by Shorty? Because with her hollering at Shorty, watch this, because like I said, you can be overly sensitive. Well, Wakandan tech is more advanced than Stark tech. If she can't ask T'Challa because they beefing, it makes sense for her to ask his sister. that makes sense in a real world situation. The only reason why some folks feel some type of way is because of what JR did and because of what the MCU is doing. Guard against that. That's what I'm saying. Guard against that. I'm not too mad, but I found it odd. I just told you why. You wouldn't mention it either. If you mentioned T'Challa, she would have asked you, now, Tony, you know. And if we not sensitive about what JR did and what the MCU is doing, we're not doing that. we're not doing that. Hey, Kamoyo Grandma, what's going on, Black Panther? But that panel was a bit funny. Thing is, Tony has issues with T'Challa. He did work with Shuri to craft Odin's armor, so he may get along with her. Great point. Who is this person saying all this ish? Sisters against black men love are cringe to me. Brothers too. Why some? Bro, I have no idea. I have. That's why I was like, I don't know who she was talking to, because I'm like, and me, I'm like this. I pray for everybody at the end before I lay my head down to sleep and everything like that, whether I get along with you or not. When I look what she was saying about black men and everything, like, I'm like, every black dude that I named after her is either married, in a relationship with a woman, got girls, got daughters, definitely. So I didn't know who she was talking about. I'm like, you ain't talking to nobody that represent. You ain't talking to no spokesperson from Black recast T'Challa. I know damn good where you want. But even with what her sentiment was, I'm of the mindset the way she conducted herself yesterday, she could have very well talked to those brothers that represent recast T'Challa. She ain't trying to hear what them brothers got to say, because what we say don't line up with her beliefs. Because that's yesterday she didn't want to hear a damn thing we had to say. I don't hate my sisters, but the ones who hate me are the ops always, just like some Mayo people, they don't mean me well. I look at it like this. I rock with those that rock with me, period. Black, white, Jew, Gentile, male, female, LGBT. I rock with those that rock with me because I can't do nothing about the minority, regardless of who they are. So regardless of who they are, I'm gonna treat them all the same. You don't F with me, I don't F with you. Now, I don't know why you feel like that. Like I said, you would think based on how the life experiences that we've all had, I don't think mine is specific. I don't think mine is unique. What I will say is this: we all go through stuff where we could easily be jaded. We all go through stuff where we could be jaded. That's a choice. That's a conscious decision whether or not you want to feel some type of way about a whole unit or whole people or whole. That's a conscious decision. That say a lot more about you than it do about them, though. Hit those like, Tony's still beefing with T'Challa. Damn, okay. They never gonna be on good terms. That's the thing. And do you know why they're not gonna be on good terms? Tony got an ego. Tony got an ego, but and Tony sitting up here like this. This dude got more money than me, and this dude smarter than me. All the stuff that Tony told Cap about him when in the first Avengers movie, I got this, I got that, in third, ladies man and everything. T'Challa say the same damn thing and pull Tony's woman. Tony can't compete with T'Challa, and that rubbed him the wrong way, but he got healthy respect for him. That's what that is. He got healthy respect for him. So yeah, they not frenemies. They got a healthy amount of respect for each other. But I don't want to. Tony and T'Challa are not Steve and T'Challa. They never have been. They never will be. You got to understand. T'Challa got past this dude's technology. And Tony was at the point where like, whoa. Reed was good with it. Reed like, okay. Reed got respect with it. Tony feels some type of way about this dude being able to navigate his technology. He did, come on now. The storm writer said that their relationship would be handled, and that makes sense. That makes sense. And that's why I don't know if you remember the video that I did before. I was like, Black Panther fans gotta know when you gotta win. You gotta know when you gotta win. All I do is win, 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 and out. You gotta know when you gotta win. We sat up there and we dealt with that nonsense with JR's run. If you read issue 15, you know issue 15 read like it was rushed. They gave us Dr. Eve Ewing. All the complaints that we had, rightfully so, in regards to how T'Challa was portrayed in JR's run, Eve corrected all of that. Folks just didn't like the pacing. Now, that's ironic. Some of them folks that did not like the pacing of her story, I no longer communicate with. But what I will say is this: if you are not as boisterous as you were about the pacing of her writing in regards to Brian Hill writing, you're being a hypocrite. Because Brian Hill's writing ain't too different from her. Now, what I will say is this: T'Challa ain't have nobody put hands on him in Dr. Eve Ewing's run. I can go back right now. I'm still trying to figure out how No Name Man Mountain faded T'Challa, because that happened. Ain't nobody, T'Challa ain't get faded. Let me see. He beat up a Deathlock, put the Hatu Zaraze to sleep I don't know how many times, then made them order a ceasefire, beat up a pickpocket going all the way back to issue 1, beat up some roughnecks going all the way back to issue 1, put hands on Monet, and had Besa tell Monet, listen, if you don't calm down, this dude gonna delete you. Introduced us, gave us the formation of the Hatu Zaraze, named the captain of the first group of Hatu Zaraze, Ndozi, gave him a backstory where he evolves into a demon called Kabisi Ma, which that dude is still sitting out there. They can bring him back. Brings back M'Baku, who we had not seen since, oh man, we ain't seen M'Baku since when? Ta-Nehisi Coates run. Because we know 616 M'Baku been deleted. She bring him back. That's his guy. He was like, T'Challa, where you been? So we're like, she done brought back the Intergalactic Empire. Get out of town. So Dr. Eve Ewing gave you everything you needed. Then Jed McKay, you get Avengers. You got Carol, T'Challa, sitting right there in the ocean on his yacht chilling. I need you because you're the most dangerous man alive. And Jed McKay even put respect on T'Challa's name in the first issue of Avengers. Carol didn't want to hear what T'Challa had to say. T'Challa said, hey, you don't want to hear what I got to say? What you bring me here for? What did Carol do? Shut up and listen to the dude, the Oba. Yes, the Oba of Wakanda. It made sense. It does. I get it. I understand it. Emperor, regardless of how I feel, is a European terminology. Oba ain't. Oba can mean king or something else. So T'Challa is the Oba of the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. There, I said it. So with him being who he is, oh man, let that be handled right there in the Avengers comic. That way we can grow Aurora in her own comic. Watch this. If there are people who don't know who T'Challa is because they don't read comics, then it's folks that don't know who Aurora is because they don't read comics. So my dog got some Aurora correcting to do. So yeah, if you're a Black Panther fan, we getting what we want. we secretly didn't want T'Challa and Aurora on the same team. Come on now. We don't think Sam Wilson, T'Challa's homeboy, damn what JR wrote. We don't think Sam gonna play Mr. Matchmaker. Ain't Sam in a relationship with Misty Knight? We just one double date away. Wait, ain't Misty Knight friends with Luke Cage? Listen, let's just sit back, make sure we remain knowledgeable, make sure we still talk about stuff like we do read them comic books, so can't nobody pull the wool over our eyes. See how I just did that? Ain't Luke Cage and yeah, they friends. Ain't Misty Knight and say, yeah. Oh, yeah, that make all the sense in the world. Okay, well, I should be expecting a couple's night out comic at some point in time where we see Aurora and T'Challa resolve their issues. And just so we clear, who created those issues? It wasn't a black man. Well, the second time around it was. But let's just be clear. Folks that got issues with that relationship really aren't fans of the characters. T'Challa and Stark are rivals always. Remember when Tony wigged out and T'Challa smacked him? Yeah. Comic book fans know that though. What you just did was you just went back to Avengers versus X-Men. You did. Now, the irony to that situation is that was the story that they used to flood Wakanda in the damn movies. The thing is, Storm don't have to call T'Challa. That guy online was tripping. Like I said, Taylor, I get it. I understand it. There's a sensitivity to it. There's a rawness to it. And I don't want to oversimplify it, and I don't want to justify the character assassination that was done on T'Challa in John Ridley's run, coming off the heels of the MCU saying they weren't going to recast the character. Then you looking at the character being deleted by a mysterious unknown illness. That was too much. And like I tell people all the time, like, you have to touch these characters in quite a few different ways. This Black Panther action figure right here. Let me tell you how jacked up it was. When the movie dropped, Hasbro released some action figures. We've been chopping at the bit for a Queen Mother Moon, the action figure, Taylor. We didn't get it. They gave us a Letitia Wright action figure that I'm gonna wind up getting, but I don't like it because it's not shaped like Letitia Wright, so I have a problem with that. They gave us a Letitia Wright action figure. They gave us another Shooty action figure. Didn't give us Shooty as Black Panther. Well, that Black Panther Shooty was not part of the wave. Where's she at? Y'all like, Theo, what you looking for? I'm trying to find the Shooty. I know she's around somewhere. Staring me dead in my daggone face. This Shooty action figure that was released was not part of the wave. What they did do, watch this, and this is crazy. They gave us the Hot Toots Zadaze, the War Dogs, and the packaging on the back of the box described them as being the War Dogs. What they said Nakia was in the first movie. They didn't give us no female hot. Better not. Better not. You better not give me no female Hot Toots Zadaze. You better not give me no male Dora. You better not. You better not. Well, they gave us them. I cannot make this up. This Black Panther action figure right here was part of the wave. What me and D Real, Mr. Smith, was stuck at, we were like, on the back of the box, they never said that was T'Challa. Which is crazy, because this is the Black Panther from Fantastic Four 52. This is the costume T'Challa makes his debut in. They didn't even want to say this was T'Challa. Why we think that was? You deleted him in the MCU. You mistreating him in his own comic book. And this is happening during the same time frame. Movies, comics, action figures. That's why we telling people, touch this IP in all facets. You will know what's going on if you touch it. But if you just confine yourself, restrict yourself to one portion of it, you're going to be lost in the salt. No, those of us that were Black Panther fans effing with this character across the board, we was like, oh yeah. But then again, we knew the plan was in effect back May 2018 to replace T'Challa. The plan was in effect then. Why was the plan in effect? Well, if we look at how the world is moving in regards to Black people, stay right here because y'all gonna be like, Theo, don't do it all like that. Well, we do have a problem with Black immigrants all of a sudden, right? Right. Well, who's speaking up for them? Who covering the Black immigrant? I'm asking a question here because the person that would have been covering for the Black immigrant would have been the person that felt empowered by T'Challa's representation on the screen. We sit back, go back to December 8th, 2020. We don't want that dude out there like that because that dude means they finna start standing up. That means certain stuff we not finna go for. T'Challa don't go for nonsense. T'Challa don't deal with drama. T'Challa ain't overly invested in his emotions. He's a logically based person. Well, let's stop for a second. The Dora Milaje. Aren't they based on their Hosi warriors in real life? So if Black men come together and they possess a warrior spirit, Black women come together, they possess a warrior spirit. Black men and Black women come together and they possess a warrior spirit. What can that union get? Unless we just don't want to believe this story, a slave ship got overthrown because the Black women were singing to the Black men in their native language and their captors didn't understand it. But now you got to think about something. When I say that, the Black women were singing to the Black men in their native language. Their captors couldn't understand it. The Black men and Black women overthrew that boat. You don't know the language that they were singing in because you don't speak it. And you know why you don't speak it? Because they told you not to speak it. Now they're convincing you that there's no value in the Black woman from the Black man, and there's no value in the Black man from the Black woman. Well, why do you think that is? We're at war. This is propaganda. You've been attacked since before you were born. You see it in the media. When Barack Obama ran for president, they questioned whether or not he was a man. We can look at that whole birther thing if you want to, but that whole birther thing is just another excuse to question whether or not you're a man. Do you have any rights? Well, they're doing the same thing with Kamala right now. That's a woman. And if you're a woman, it should be real easy to see where your allegiance lays at. It should be with the woman. I'm saying that as a Black man. Why you not getting behind her though? Because they told you, convinced you like they've been doing since before you were born. It's real easy to question us, to devalue us. Meanwhile, a convicted felon is running for president. We doubt whether or not she's qualified in ways we don't question him because of we as a people are content. We're not saying nothing. We letting him run for office. We not keeping the main thing the main thing. That's a convicted felon. Meanwhile, your Uncle Leroy is a convicted felon and can't do nothing. Why are we not saying nothing? Because they've convinced us using media that we don't matter, that we're insignificant, that we're not deserving, even of our own characters. I give two damns that the character was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. They created that character, those characters for us. They deserve to be covered, protected, gatekeep, no differently than the characters at Milestone Comics deserve to be gatekeeped, protected, covered. We're not going to get what we deserve as a people until we start acting as a people. That's what I mean. A horrible suggestion from a writer. Yeah. A royal mofo. I asked you. T'Challa doesn't have to be in Storm's comic and vice versa. They could show up in guest appearances. Watch this. My dog Be Real, Kamoyo King, let him cook. I'm like this. Here's the thing. Once they get them together this time around, they're not going to separate them. Watch this. Big bank take little bank. I'm sitting back like this. Okay. Put them back together in the Avengers. He'll show up in her comic every now and then. We need his comic back. Then she can show up in his comic every now and then. Now watch this. Y'all know how we said we needed more comics in Wakanda? Aurora is in the ATL, the dirty. Well, why her and T'Challa can't be married? I'm envisioning. I'm dreaming. No, I'm envisioning a Wakandan embassy in the ATL. I'm envisioning a Wakandan embassy in the ATL. I am. I got the Storm Sanctuary. Well, as I alluded to in my comic book review, she's not gonna be living up there forever. I'm like, Theo, what you mean? Y'all stop that. Stop that. How many times we done seen stuff? Heroes, villains, whenever they got something hovering over the city, it don't last long. It's coming down. We're gonna have the Wakandan, we're gonna have the Wakandan embassy in the ATL where the goddess gonna be living there. And that's gonna be her comic book. Then I'm gonna have my dog over there in his comic book, and she gonna be popping up in his comic book, and he gonna be popping up in her comic book, and it's gonna piss off the X fans. I don't give two damns. Deal with it. If Wolverine can be all over the whole damn place and be in everybody's damn comic book, so can she. Deal with it. She gonna be there. We gonna get them in some Fantastic Four comic books. We are, because we got writers like Jed McKay and Jason Aaron and everything like that. Yeah, we gonna get them all over the place. And we gonna read them comic books. We gonna review them comic books. We gonna share pictures from the comic books. And that's what that's gonna be. Beautiful. We gonna have our favorite couple in 3 different titles. Because the fan group, we got a fan group, and they want focus groups and everything like that. They say they want focus groups. Well, hell, Black Panther focus group right here, recast T'Challa. We tell them, give us what we want. We're going to spend that money. Now, I don't know if that ain't a focus group, I don't know what that is. If you're for the separation of Black people in any way, you're an anti-Black supremacist. I said it, no apologies. I mean, I ain't going to tell you wrong. I ain't gonna tell you that you're wrong. I ain't, because I'm still not understanding that part. I'm like, I get you not liking the woman you was just with, the Black woman, but she don't represent every black woman. You ain't met most black women. You ain't met most black women where you live at. So how you got so much disdain for all black women? I thought they was finally cool. They will never be finally cool. Tony is a narcissist. Name me one narcissist that's cool with somebody. Now he a hero. He is a superhero. But name me one narcissist gonna be cool with somebody being either their equivalent or superior to them. It ain't one. It ain't one. And that's why you don't go back and forth with people when you notice. You like, I know you mad. I know why you mad. I can't tell you not to be mad. I can't. I just understand why you mad. That said, some things not gonna play out a certain type of way, even in real world scenario. You know they wouldn't play out like that. The best way I can say it is like this. You got a sprained ankle. You like doing certain things. Well, you can't do them certain things the same way you would normally do them because you got a sprained ankle. You know you got a sprained ankle. Well, you know you should know you still in your feelings, and nothing be wrong with that. You just have to guard against it. You should know why you in your feelings about the child. One, you should be able to say to yourself, I'm in my feelings. Then ask yourself an honest question. Why are you in your feelings? And you should be able to tell yourself exactly why you in your feelings. Nothing wrong with that. And guard against that. I feel some type of way about T'Challa. I feel some type of way about all the characters in Wakanda. I guard against it because I know who's writing these characters? Humans. Not every human that's writing these characters is going to care about these characters like I do. Not every human that's writing these characters is going to know about these characters like I do. Thus, it's for me to read the comics, process it, put it back out there. Let them know, hey, I'm looking at this as a comic book fan. I'm also looking at this as a mature male. I'm throwing up the quotes because I can't tell y'all whether or not I like to think I'm mature, but I see how I see how I do sometimes. So I keep myself right there. So when you know who you are, you're able to sit back and look at these characters for what it is. Everyone is going to be on eggshells around both of them to be on. Yeah, go ahead, talk that talk. I have been in that situation. I was cool with both part ways. Oh, Lord, we about to lose some stuff. Wait a minute. I didn't talk the talk. Okay. We look like we got some. We might fade to black here shortly. My phone ain't charged properly. My bad. If that's what that is, just understand why you feeling the way that you feel. Don't be so quick. Miss Kent, what's going on, Miss Kent? Let me go through this. I'm gonna go through these notes, see if I got enough to. She had recast the child right there and didn't say that right there. Tell the love. I feel you. It's just because the MCU synergy keeps trying to push this shooter is smarter than T'Challa. You gotta ignore that. You gotta ignore that, Buck. If you can say it's MCU synergy, don't transfer that over to the comic books. You in this because you in this because you in this. You love the character, but don't allow that to influence you. You know more, you care more, regardless of what they got. Don't let them people get to you like that. Steve still got to catch that fade. See, that's JR's fault. If we feeling like Steve and Sam still got to catch a fade, that's JR's fault and only JR's fault. That's JR's fault and only JR's fault. But in keeping the main thing, Steve not responsible for what JR had going on. I know folks don't like Tosin. I want Tosin to come back. It ain't Tosin's fault the way JR wrote him. Tosin, I want to get me some more Tosin. Let me just get the Wakanda comic book by itself, and we can make it World of Wakanda. Come on back, B-Dog. We get that. William Fax, been beefing since Enemy of the State. Yep. Yep. And for me, it's the MCU meta, not Maria. I'm cool on it now. Yeah, that's what I said. But watch this. Buck, you know you influencing the MCU, right? Because you say the MCU, but truth be told, what has the MCU done since you put your foot down? Y'all like, Theo, no. Tell the truth, you say the devil. Since Black Panther, Wakanda 2, since Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, right? What move has the MCU made that you approved of? You ain't signed off on nothing. You ain't even signed off on the video game. Heard anything? Have you heard anything? You doing your comic book, 4 issues. Well, that's 4 issues better than what they were going to do with Eyes of Wakanda, 4 episodes. And when they started, they said, we're doing 16 episodes. What did we say as a fan group? We don't like none of that. As a matter of fact, we'll take care of that ourselves. Now, if you're an MCU fan, watch this. If you're an MCU fan and you waiting on some Black Panther MCU stuff, well, Recast T'Challa is 4 issues into their digital comic book. Damn.